Welcome back, Arsenal fans. Mike from FDT-TV here. This is my season preview for the upcoming 2021 season. Let's jump in. Well, guys, we're back. Only a few days away now from the start of the Premier League season. Welcome back. If this is your first time to our channel, welcome. If you are returning, thanks very much for tuning in again. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button for future content. There'll be more of these. We do the weekly podcast and we've got our preview shows for upcoming fixtures. Looking back over the last season, it was a bit of a disappointing season, let's be honest. Finished 8th in the league, very hit and miss. But we did have a good end to the season, winning 5 out of the last 5. Pre-season, again, very up and down. Some good results and some very poor results. Obviously, with the game against Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur over the last couple of weekends in the Mind series did leave a lot to be desired. It just, I think, has hit home how much we are missing any kind of creativity and goal-scoring opportunities at the moment, and we haven't really taken our chances. I've got to be honest, I am starting to get a little bit worried about the form of a few certain players. Alex Lacazette, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily too bothered by him because he has bagged a few goals during pre-season. The one, I think, which is on everyone's mind is currently Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, our captain. He hasn't scored all pre-season and has looked very lacklustre. Since he signed his big money contract, he just hasn't looked at the races. He had a very disappointing season last season. And as I said, pre-season, he's actually come off, and rightly so, in the last few games, just because I think his performances have been very underwhelming. That does, however, give opportunities for other players. We have seen some additions to the squad. I'll just start with the academy boys first. So we got Flo Balogun coming through. He has been absolutely outstanding for the academy lot. Really wants his opportunity, and I think this could be his season if we don't see the likes of Aubameyang hitting the heights that we have previously seen in an Arsenal shirt. We have also seen Okonkwo from the academy also promoted to the first team. However, he's had a couple of displays in pre-season. First game, I think there was a lot of pressure on him, and obviously conceded a silly goal for those that did see it. So it does raise a few question marks as to the strength and depth of the squad that we're going to have this year. Also, the new additions in the transfer market. We have seen £50 million for Ben White. Central defender, looks really good from what we've seen from pre-season. Took a while to get the deal over the line, but is now a fully fledged Arsenal player, so happy days. Sambi Lokonga is a player that's definitely sparked my interest over the pre-season. I thought he's looked absolutely outstanding, and with Thomas Partey now out for a few weeks due to injury, he could be the or fill the void that we have at the moment. Granit Xhaka's obviously come back into the first team as well from international duty, and we do have the likes of Mohamed El Neni there, but I think Lokonga and also Granit Xhaka could build a pretty good partnership from what we've seen so far, and Lokonga's actually got a pretty sweet peg on him as well in terms of passes. Nuno Tavares was also brought in to cover in the left back or left wing back position if Kieran Tierney obviously does get injured. We have seen in his Arsenal career he does go 100% into all games that he plays, and has picked up quite a few injuries, which has seen him sidelined quite a bit since his time in an Arsenal shirt. But again, I think it's good to have a backup with Kolasinac looking like he's out the door. We don't really have that option. I mean, we have got Pablo Mari, who could also play in at left back as well. That left-footed player that Mikel was looking for, and we have seen him play in pre-season. Looked a bit hit and miss, but I do think that when push comes to shove, Pablo Mari will kind of step up to the plate as well. There are also rumours for further transfers to be coming in. We're looking to recruit into the goalkeeper position, and a name that's been bandied around over the transfer window is Aaron Ramsdale. I've got to be honest, I don't I don't know whether he's going to be good enough to be an Arsenal player. I'm saying that very judgmentally, and I do apologise if this does offend anyone, but I don't think he's the sort of quality that we need, and especially paying that amount of money for him when he did concede quite a few goals last season. Granted, it was the defence that was put in front of him as well, is to blame for that. But apparently he's a really good shot stopper. We have also seen the Ajax keeper as well banded around, but I have seen that he's potentially moving elsewhere. Another name that's been banded around over the last few weeks is James Maddison. A very exciting player, is very good at set pieces, again, very good at passing the ball, and could be that creativity that we're missing. But we have also seen Hasimoa, who has been linked with the club over the last couple of transfer windows, and his value has dropped significantly. Now, could that be because the club just need the money, or is he not as good as what people initially thought? It's one of those things we kind of need to keep an eye on for the next few weeks. Also in attack, we have been linked with Martinez from Inter Milan and also Tammy Abraham. Apparently he favours a move to Arsenal because obviously it would be another London club. And I think, or I have read that apparently Mikel Arteta really fancies him in terms of being a potential striker for us. So with the goals that have been lacking over the last the last season especially, and in the pre-season, it wouldn't be a bad recruit. Looking at potential departures, we have seen Joe Willock has apparently, or a fee has been agreed with Newcastle. And to be honest, I don't know whether he would get first team football with us at the moment. I mean, certainly with his goal scoring form at the end of last season for Newcastle, seven goals in 7 games. It seems a shame, obviously, because he's been at the club for a while. But with the competition that we have with the likes of Thomas Partey and Sambi Lokonga, it would look that he would have very limited game time. Plus, if we are looking to recruit in other positions, then obviously we need some money. A person, as I mentioned earlier, that could be on the way out is Sia Kolasinac. Again, has been at the club for quite a while, is taking quite a substantial wage each week, which isn't worth paying for a player that's hardly going to get any game time. So he's looking like he's going to have his contract terminated and joining Fenerbahce with Mesut Ozil. Going into the new season, over the pre-season, we have picked up quite a few injuries already. Obviously, as I mentioned, Thomas Partey picking up the injury against Chelsea in the pre-season friendly. Looks like he's certainly going to miss the first game against Brentford, and we have seen videos of him coming out wearing a support boot, but still exercising. So hopefully it's not going to be too long before we see him back on the pitch, and I think this could be his season. Obviously, he had a bit of a torrid time last season coming into the team, picking up a few injuries and never really got going. Did look really good in pre-season. It's just unfortunate he picked up the injury at that time, because for me he would have been a dead cert for starting the game. Eddie Nketiah is another player that has also been linked to be moving out of the club, and I think with Balogun stepping up as well, again it could be another player that we capitalise on selling because of his age. And I mean, he can score goals. He scored quite a few goals in pre-season, so never know. Might see the departure of him over the next coming weeks, but again, it could be good backup if it doesn't, or if a transfer out doesn't materialise. He could also be good backup into the squad. And lastly, Gabriel Magalhaes picked up injuries in the Olympics. So still recovering from that. I think it's going to be a couple more weeks before he's back in full team training. But I would say certainly he has been missed over the pre-season. Not saying, again, I'm not saying that Pablo Mari isn't good enough, but I think with him and Ben White, so Gabriel and Ben White, I think they're going to be a very strong partnership once he gets back fit. Just looking at the expectations for this season, so for me it's going to be a big season for Mikel Arteta, because granted he did win the FA Cup and the Community Shield after his first half season, a bit of a poor season last year, but I think what we've seen with other clubs certainly is a kind of a transitional period where you get the old wood out and get the new players in to kind of play the way that you want to play. And we have seen some important signings under Mikel Arteta, Thomas Partey being one of them. So I think it's going to be, it's kind of do or die for me, for Mikel Arteta this year. We've got no European football to worry about, so it's definitely league or bust, or we have to have top 4 minimum and at least a domestic trophy. If we get back into Europe, I think we could see Mikel Arteta keep his job. But I would say that needs to be our minimum target at least, and either a League Cup or an FA Cup minimum to make it a successful season this season, because we haven't got the fixture congestion that we have had previously. Obviously, I mentioned it earlier, scoring goals has been an issue over the last season and a bit, and conceding silly goals. So we have made the recruitments in the right areas so far. We just need to further recruit into the team. If not, we need to find a system where we can get a tune out of Aubameyang, Lacazette. But we've got the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe signing his new long-term deal, Bukayo Saka signing a new long-term deal, Gabriel Martinelli signing a new long-term deal over the last couple of months. So we have an exciting team. I don't know whether it's going to be good enough in order to get the success that people want straight away, but certainly it's something that we can build on. We kick off the season with a trip to Brentford. We have to come away with 3 points for that. I have got a separate show coming out over the next couple of days, which details a more in-depth preview of the upcoming fixtures, so make sure you check that out. The first 5 fixtures that we've got, obviously, as I just mentioned, Brentford away, Chelsea at home, Manchester City away, Norwich at home, and Burnley away. We should be taking at least 9 points from those fixtures. I think Chelsea and Man City are definitely going to be the harder games to come up against, although we have seen Leicester just beat Manchester City in the Community Shield. And also we've got Chelsea, who have just beaten us at the in the Mind Series a couple of weeks ago, but they have also made recruitments and signing again Romelu Lukaku from Inter Milan, I think for 97 million euros. The guy can score, and he's one to watch this season for me in the Premier League. But I'm sure I echo every Arsenal fan and say that we need to get behind the team this season. We've had 1.5 seasons pretty much out of fans outside the stadium. And for me, I think that's one of the reasons why the team has struggled, certainly at home, because we don't have the fans behind us or behind them in order to kind of G them up. And I think some of those players thrive on that atmosphere. So hopefully, when we see the fans coming back into the stadiums, we'll see better performances out of the team. And I think if we can get a few more signings over the line in those key areas, which I mentioned, I think we could have a good season. But that's it for now. That's my season preview. Like I said, I'm expecting us top 4 and a domestic trophy. And if we don't get that, then I do see potentially Mikel Arteta walking or being booted. So yeah, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please make sure you, like I said earlier, you like and subscribe the video. Please share it as well. It's very much appreciated. And yeah, here's to a good season. Come on, you Gunners. Hi guys, thanks for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe. See you next time.